Hello everyone, Cat Weasel here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror 2nd edition and the horror at the museum. Amazingly, there doesn't appear to be anything to chat about before we get straight into the upkeep phase, so let's do that. And here we are at the upkeep phase with our lead investigator, who this turn is Hank. Alright, what we're going to do with Hank is currently at South Church. We need to close a few more gates. So even though he can't seal a gate, he can close a gate. And if you're going to close a gate rather than seal it, it's best to close what I call low frequency gates. The gates that don't often open that much, such as the Historical Society, the Science Building, Hibbs Roadhouse, those sort of gates. Because you've got a good chance that you're not going to get another gate open there due to there not being, that many mythos cards that will open gates on those locations. Now, he's closest to the Historical Society, but there's a crawling one there, and you know what? I'd rather avoid it. I'd rather not take it on. There's only 3 monsters, and there is a lovely gate at the Science Building which is unguarded. It's also a very easy gate to close. It's another dimension again, and it's a +0 gate. Just the sort of easy gate that we want to shut. So he's going to go there. But in order to get there, he needs 1, 2, 3, 4 movement. He's only got 3 movement at present. So we'll just pop him up 1. And he's got 1 focus left. So I'm just going to increase his fight by 1 as well. Other than that, no, we're not. We'll increase his fight when he's got the shotgun. We'll increase his fight when he comes to close the gate. That'll be a few turns yet. So we'll actually increase his luck. So he's up to 3 luck now. As soon as you're in another world, you do get a lot of luck checks. Right, so that'll get him to the Science Building, and that will get him to another dimension. That is it for Hank. Next up is Jenny Barnes. And here we are with Jenny. Okay, so first things first, she gets $1 for her trust fund, but just before we pop that away in her purse, we've just got a roll for the bank loan here. So I don't have to, I've got another bank loan. So I'll flash it up again for you, be at the side of the screen shortly. And what we've got to do is we've had our turn's grace. And now what we've got to do is we've got to roll for the bank loan. So we don't want a 1, 2 or a 3. We want a 4, 5 and a 6. And we roll a 2. So that $1 from her trust fund goes to the bank. We can never default on the bank loan, but I prefer to get those rolls, because then we get more money. But as it is, unfortunately, not this time. The bank wanted a payment. So she's paid her trust fund into the bank. So she stays on $11, unfortunately. Right. Other than that, what's she going to do? Well, easy. She's got 1 stamina. That is all we need to heal her up pronto. In order to do that, she's going to go to St Mary's Hospital. We'll keep her speed at 3. In fact, we'll keep everything where it is. It's only 2 movement to get to St Mary's Hospital, but she'll just need 3 movement when she comes out of St Mary's Hospital. So rather than change it, we'll just keep it as it is. So that's her. She's going to St Mary's Hospital. Okay, next up is Diana Stanley. And here we are with Diana. First things first, yes, we've got to roll for her blessing. Come on, Diana. We need you, baby. Come on. A 5. Yes. She keeps her blessing. Whew. That is good news. Because hopefully she'll be casting Find Gate this turn. And yeah, we really need her to be able to cast this. We need her out of another dimension as quickly as possible and to seal a gate this turn if possible. So she's going to cast it and then exhaust it and immediately return to Independent Square. That is the plan. So I'll pop that back in there. No, in fact, I'll leave it on the top there. Oh, I'll remember. I'll remember. It's cornerstone of the game. I'll remember that one. All right. Anyway, yeah, so that's what she's going to do. So if she's going to do that, then it's vital that should that be casted, and she does get back to Independent Square, it's vital that we actually succeed at the check to shut the gate. So she's currently on 5 law. We're going to use law to shut it, so why not put it up to 6? So we're going to put it up to 6 because it's a -3 gate. Remember, it's a lurker at the threshold gate. So that'll give us 3 blessed dice. Does say 1 focus there, but she has passed her personal story, so she has in fact got 2 focus. But we can't put it up anymore. Don't want to change anything else as it stands. So we'll leave it at that, and hopefully she can do the business this turn. With 3 blessed dice, should be able to. But famous last words and all that. Alright, that's it for Diana. Next up is Charlie. And here's Charlie Kane, politician and spelunker, currently in the Black Cave. First things first, he has a retainer, so he will get $2. Yay. He now has $7. Cool. If he bumps into Jenny again, he'll probably hand some of that over, because eventually Jenny will get to the curiosity shop. Well, with any luck. So he's got his retainer, but his grace period's run out. He's going to have to roll for it now. It's on there, but just to make it easier, I've got another one here for you to have a look at. So we've got to roll a die. As long as we don't roll a 1, he gets to keep it. Come on, Charlie, we need the money. We need the money. Oh, cobblers, Charlie. Right. This dice goes in the naughty corner. To think upon its actions. Right, he's lost his retainer. But we've got $7. And we might be able to get another one. It just goes to show what an uncorrupt official he is. Kane for Arkham. Bloody hell, I hope that's not a portent for the turn to come. Alright, so unfortunately he's lost his retainer. Okay, he's in the Black Cave. What's he going to do? I was thinking about him taking on the serpent person, which I think he could do. It is elusive, so he'd have to first succeed in an evade check to sort of find it, and then he could combat it. But, as I said before, 3 monsters isn't too bad. I'd like him to get another clue, just so we can cover off that terror track, just in case we have a bit of a run on it. So what he's going to do is he could move 2 and go to the graveyard. That's the nearest clue. But like last turn, when we sent him to the Black Cave, because that's a sort of centre of cult activity, he can also get to the Unvisited Isle, which is another centre of cult activity. So he's going to bob over there and he's going to pick up the clue there. Now, generally, I don't like going to the Unvisited Isle. It's a horrible location. I think it's the most horrible location on the board for encounters. It is really grim. But let's just go over there. We might get lucky and get away with it. If he has one of the horrible encounters, hopefully he won't roll a 1 like he just has done, and we'll get away with it. He's in good shape, so hopefully he'll be alright. So he's going to go to the Unvisited Isle. So he still needs his 3 speed for that, because it's 3 movement away. Am I going to change anything else? Yes, I'm just going to move his luck up, because obviously his luck's out at the moment, having just lost a retainer. So let's bump it up. Hopefully we won't get a law check. I think there is a chance of luck checks on the Unvisited Isle. So I've moved them up. Watch, it'll be a law check. But that we get. But yeah, he's just going to use one of his focus and bump his luck up a little bit. Okay, so that's it for Charlie, I think. There's nothing else to roll for or anything. He did he reloaded his Magnum last turn, so he should be okay. Right, that's it for Charlie. That's it for the upkeep phase. Next up is the movement phase. And here we are at the movement phase. Over there is Hank in South Church. So he's got 4 movement. He's going to go 1 to South Side, 2 to Uptown, 3 to Miskatonic University. Oh, in fact, we can do a bit of a trade. Let's just see if they want to trade anything. Not really, no. No. Could trade the Lucky Rabbit's foot, I suppose, but I'd prefer Hank to have it because he's going into another world. So they won't trade. Jenny's not going to give him any of the money because Hank's not going to do any shopping, I don't think. So Hank's just going to carry on, just going to say hello. Hello, buddy, because they're the best of friends, remember? And he's going to go to the science building there, just in shot. Remember, follow the phases, kids. Don't immediately put him in another dimension. Yeah? He's in the science building during the movement phase. Okay, that's it for Hank. Next up is Jenny Barnes. And here we are with Jenny. She's just going to move. She's going to go 1, 2, because she desperately needs the hospital, so she is in there. Just a reminder, up here there's the marker for the Egyptian exhibit visits Miskatonic University, the urban mythos from last turn, environment. Oh no, urban, yes, environment, urban. Now I think you have to stop your movement. I'm just going to check, yes, who ended their movement. Neither of them ended their movement there, so they don't get to look at the hieroglyphics for a possible clue. So she's gone to St Mary's Hospital. Always like it when I get to go to St Mary's Hospital. Little known fact, Cat Weasel was born in St Mary's Hospital. Not St Mary's Hospital Arkham, but St Mary's Hospital Manchester. So I always like going to St Mary's Hospital. So always nice to see an investigator there. Okay, anyway, enough reminiscing. Let's get on with the game. Next up is Diana Stanley. And here we are with Diana. She's in the first part of another dimension. Now normally she'd just hop across into the second part, but she wants to use her Find Gate spell. That should be popping up on your screen anytime now. So that's going to cost her a sanity. So she'll pay that, and she's going to cast it. Because of her law skill, plus her 6 law, that means 7 dice, minus 1, she's going to be rolling 6 blessed dice. So hopefully she'll get a 4 or better on at least one of them. Let's go for it. And she gets 3 4s and a 5. So she has passed. That's great. And that means that she can return to Arkham. And she's going to return to Independent Square. So let's just pop over there. And here she is at Independent Square. Because she has explored another world, we also get one of these babies, which is an explored marker. This is what I normally forget to put out on the board. But this is to remind you that you've actually been in the other world, and you can now try and close the gate. You can't try and close a gate unless you have been in and explored the other world. So there we are. Explored token. She's all set up to try and close it during the Arkham encounter phase. That's it for her. Next up, it's Charlie Kane. And there's Charlie over on the right in the Black Cave. Got a bit of trotting to do. So he goes to Rivertown Streets, then to the Merchant District, and with his last speed, he spends his last movement point to get to the Unvisited Isle. Gets in a rowboat, picks up the clue. He now has 3 clues, which is funky. I think there's only 1 clue left on the board now, which is the graveyard. So hopefully we'll be able to get some clues from somewhere else. If we start getting a few monsters and we kill them, we can start turning them in at the science building for clues, which is another reason why I want Hank to close the gate there. Once the gate's closed, then people can just go to the science building when they want, just to cash in those monster trophies. Alright, so that's it for Charlie. That's it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham encounter phase. Here we are in the Arkham encounter phase. First up is Hank. He's not going to have an encounter at the science building though, because there's a gate here. He is going to be sucked through the gate. So don't worry, we will see him in the Otherworld encounter phase. He's been sucked through the gate to another dimension. That's it for Hank. Next up is Jenny Barnes. And here we are with the lovely Jenny Barnes. Now, she's not going to do a location encounter, but she is going to do a boxed text encounter under here. So, medical care. Instead of having an encounter here, you may recover stamina by receiving medical care. You may either regain 1 stamina for free or pay $2 to restore your stamina to its maximum value. So she's going to do that. She's going to get 3 stamina by spending $2. So there's a 3 stamina. She's back up to 4 stamina. She's fit as a fiddle. And she'll pay her money. So there's 5. So she needs 3 change. There we are. So what's she at the dollar from now? She's on $9, which is, that's still plenty. Hopefully she won't have to pay a trust fund in next turn for the bank loan. She'll pass the roll and she'll get up back to a nice round $10. Alright, that's it for Jenny. Next up it will be... Who is it next? It's Diana, and she's got a big job on. And here we are with Diana at Independent Square, and she's going to try and shut this gate. Try and shut this gate. She's going to try and shut it with her law, which I said was 6. Then during the movement phase, I remembered it was 7 because she had +1 law. And we want to remember it is actually it is 7. Because we're going to have to lose 3 of those dice to try and shut this gate. So that'll be 4 dice we're rolling, not 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. Come on, just a single die of 4 or more. That's all we need. A 6. Oh, and that was the only one as well. Good job I remembered we were rolling 4 dice. So we have actually closed that gate. We're going to seal it as well. We're going to pay 5 clues to seal it. And she gets this as a gate trophy. So we'll put that on her player tray. We can get rid of the explode token now. And the gate stand. We've got to spend those 5 clues. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's still got 3 clues left. Put these back in the supply. And we have sealed this gate with a blue seal of funkiness. Pop it on there. Well done, die. Lady die. Kicked its ass. So we've managed to seal a gate. Hurrah! It's only, what, turn 5? So we've finally sealed a gate. So for the time being, what have we got left? We've got 4 gates on the board for the time being. We may get another one during the mythos phase. Any luck, we might get a monster surge. If we get a monster surge, that means no gate. And I believe one of the investigators has got the Elder Sign pendant, I think. Yes, that's Hank Sampson. So he could discard that in order to stop a monster surge. So we may well do that. Right, so she sealed that. That's her. Is there still something else to do? Oh yeah, we still got Charlie. Can you hear that helicopter? The helicopter right over the house. Weird. It's the fence. I don't know. Oh, it's gone now. Okay, right. So that's it for Diana. Let's go and see what Charlie... Oh, he's got the Invisited Isle, isn't he? You know what? I'm already regretting sending him there. Okay, let's see how he goes on. And here we are with Charlie at the Unvisited Isle. That means we're using the Merchant District deck. Already shuffled, we'll just do a cut. And we'll see what we get. We're at the Unvisited Isle. So there you are. Just a quick look at that. It should come up on the screen while I read through it. Unvisited Isle. A group of hooded cultists. Well, here we go. Are having a meeting among the standing stones on the island. Pass a sneak -1 check to overhear some of what they have to say. I don't think his sneak's that good. He's got 1 sneak. It's higher than that, isn't it? Oh, he's got 2 sneak because of Ryan Dean. He's got 2 sneak. He's also got fine clothing, which would give him +1 to a skill check. Quite how his fine clothing kicks in here. Perhaps he's got, you know, like a tuxedo equivalent of a cultist's robes, something like that. So we have got fine clothing. So that'll be, well, oh, we don't even have to exhaust that. So that's 2 dice, isn't it? And we've got the lucky cigarette case, so we can have a re-roll if we discard it. So let's give it 2 dice. Come on. Come on, do it. A 6. Yes! 6 and a 1. The 1 goes to the naughty corner. But the 6 goes to the nice corner. Alright, so he's passed. Give us the money, Mabel. What is it? Gain 2 clue tokens. You know, after calling the Unvisited Isle, it's given us some clue tokens. 2 of them. I think he's now got 5. He's got 5 clue tokens now. He can actually shut a gate and seal it. But I'll try and get a couple more clues before I do that, because I do want him to have, you know, extra clues in order to stop terror trap movement. So I'll try and get a couple of extra clues before I actually spend 5 of those to close the gate. You can sort of head towards the Witch House, City of the Great Race, and it's a lurker gate and it's a monster gate. yeah, that tentacled thing, it meant it's a monster gate. If you don't close it, you generate a monster. But yeah, it's a +0 gate. If you go get that, if you can get to the graveyard, pick up that clue, then go to the witch house. The serpent person, that might have moved by then, so he might be able to just waltz in. So we'll see, He might do that. Alright, so that's it for Charlie. That's it for the Arkham encounter phase. We do have somebody in another world. It is Hank. He's in another dimension. So let's see how he gets on. And here we are with Hank. So virtually the same as Diana last turn. We use this. I'll do a cut again. And what we're going to do is I'll pick the first one. If we get another dimension encounter, great. If we don't, then I'll pick another card. If we don't have another dimension on that, then we'll just do other. Yes, it's just a way of trying to get a thematic encounter in another world. The ones that are specific to a particular other world are much better than the other designations. So we'll just try it, but don't want to be pulling cards forevermore. That's why I only give it one extra. All right, so we'll try the first one. It's any colour, so it don't matter what colour the card is. We've got a yellow, so no another dimension on that, so we'll discard that and we'll just try it once more. And another yellow, and this is the one we're stuck with, and it's, there we go. You are not safe here, a monster appears. I won't bother putting that up on the screen, it's quite quick. So we've got a monster that appears. Fortunately, we are with Hank. Oh, you're dropping everything, and I'll have to bloody shuffle this now. Right, just shuffle this again because I dropped a few cards face up there. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go, that'll do. So we've got a monster appearing. Now, when a monster appears in another world, it appears and then it sort of disappears. You just have a quick combat with it and then it goes, yeah? It's not like in Arkham where it sort of stays on the board. It appears, then it disappears after the combat. So we've got to pick a monster out of the bag. And because it is another world, I think if we pick a cultist out here, it will not go onto Rantagoth's sheet. Because the cultist has to appear in Arkham in order to be sacrificed in Arkham. Whoa. So, and we've got a cultist as well. Yes, I'm sure because the cultist has appeared off-world, it means that he can't go on to Rantagoth's sheet. The cultist has to appear in Arkham. I believe that's right. Let me know if it's wrong, Wolfpack. But because it's come up on another world, it's not in Arkham, it can't be sacrificed to Rantagoth in the museum. Because it's in another dimension. And you can't get much further away than another dimension. So it's a Crescent monster. We could try and evade it, but we're not going to because they're quite easy. Yeah, we're not even going to have to do a horror check anyway. So even if we fail against it, we pass the horror check and Hank isn't going to be in any problems. So we actually get +1 dice as well. So shotgun time. And let's check what he's got. He's got 3 fight. He gets +4 from the shotgun, so that's 7, +1 for the cultist. He's got 8 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Easily passed, easily killed, trophy. Only 1 toughness, but every little helps. So, awesome. We've got past that, no problems. That is it for Hank, that is it for Otherworld encounters. Next up, it's the laugh and the chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and the chuckle phase. So, let's get on with it. Alrighty, so here we have the deck. Oh, thank God I didn't see that. And I've had to shuffle it again. Nearly turned over, nearly saw what it was. Let's see what it is. And if it'll... This one looks odd, is it a rumour? Hang on, let's have a read. It should come up now. Oh, it's the story. The story continues. I cannot remember. I must not remember what I saw on that dark and foreboding night. Shuffle a myth of steps. I'm shuffling it anyway. Bloody hell, anything to say? Anything to say, and it's coming true. I want to win the lottery. Okay, that's why I was going on about that cultist and pulled a cultist, and now I was going on about shuffling a mythos deck, and I'm going to have to shuffle it. Shuffle the mythos deck, being sure to include this card in it. After the deck is shuffled, draw a new mythos card for this turn. Hang on. How do I do this? The thing is, we're not using the full mythos deck. As part of the scenario, we just picked 25. Yeah, it just stops you having a huge cumbersome deck like the bloody gate deck. So I'm not going to shuffle like all the mythos cards, you know, I'm not going to get them out of the box and stuff. What I will do is I will shuffle this deck. I'm not going to put this card back in though. It says put the card back in, but there's only, well, how many's here now? There's not 25 here now. There's probably about 21, 20, 21. And if I just put this back in here, there's a good chance that next turn, because I'm shuffling it, I'll get this again. And we'll just be, you know, obviously we're not going to get it every turn, but the more that the mythos deck goes down, the more of a chance, if I put this back in the deck, that we're going to get it again. So we've seen what it does. It makes you shuffle the deck. So I don't think there's any reason to keep it in there. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll discard it here with the others that I've discarded. But I will shuffle this deck. Yeah. So time for a crappy shuffle. I try and avoid this because I just get people laughing at me shuffling, which is truly appalling. So, but since these have got sleeves on, it is quite good just for doing that. You know, you just sort of slide them past each other. I'll do a cut like we normally do. And then we'll draw another card, shall we? Right, here we go. We've got another environment card, so it's going to replace the one we've got. Can we see that? Right, oh, it should be coming up on your screen any moment now. Okay, solar eclipse, and it's environment mystic, so this is going to replace the environment urban at Miskatonic University Streets. And oh, cobblers. We've got a gate, and it's at the graveyard. Bummer, because that means we lose the graveyard clue, which I was counting on Charlie getting. Where does... Oh, he gets it anyway! Because the clue goes to the unvisited island. But we'll do that in a minute. We've got to draw the gate first. Oh, that's cheered me up. So he gets it anyway. All right, that's the second clue he's got through clue moving. He's having a bit of a star turn, isn't he? Star few games. Is what am I talking about? He's having a star game. Is Charlie? He's MVP so far. Right, let's pick this out. Are we going to get a core or are we going to get a lurker at the threshold? We've got a lurker at the threshold. Boo! Boo! I suppose they are a bit more exciting. And it's a +0 gate. And it's another dimension again. We're just going to another dimension all the time. Okay. +0. That little movement symbol, the little black symbol under the +0, that means it's a moving gate. So on crescent movement, it will move. So it'll move around the board. It'll end up in the streets, which can be good and it can be bad. It depends where it ends up. But with it being a +0 gate, that isn't too bad. So that goes to the graveyard. I'll pick the clue up. Goes to the unvisited isle. Charlie's at the unvisited isle, so he gets that. So he's now got 6 clues. He can shut a gate. In fact, he could possibly go to the graveyard and try and shut that gate before it moves. But first we need a monster. Right, I'm not going to say out because I don't want to be pulling it out, if you know what I mean. For now, ooh matron. And we've got, oh, blue. We've got a flying monster, and it is a night gaunt, which is a dash sort of rectangle monster. -2 to sneak by. Flick it over. And I'll probably have to take a pic of this because it's got a lot of text on it. But at the bottom, horror check, -1. If you fail, then you lose a sanity. It's -2 on the combat check, but this obviously the special is the text above. I'll go through that in a second. And it's got 2 toughness worth. So 2 successes to kill it. Should come up on your screen now so you can actually read through the text with me. When you fail a combat check against the night gaunt, you are drawn through the nearest open gate. If 2 or more gates are the same distance from you, you choose which gate you are drawn through. That's not too bad. So we'll put it on a stand. If the movement symbol goes off, it goes into the sky and it will attack anybody who's in the streets. If nobody's in the streets when it goes into the sky, then it stays in the sky basically till its movement symbol goes again, and then it will look to swoop down and attack them. In fact, the first time it goes up, it will only look for people in the street of the location it's in. So that would be Rivertown. But once it's in the sky, it can swoop down to any street location. So that's your night gaunt. I think Charlie can sort that out. I think he can shut the gate as well. So that's not bad. Woohoo! So we'll carry on with the card. Done the clue. Now monster movement. Oh, it does go up into the sky. Because we've got... oh, no it doesn't. No, it doesn't go into the sky. We haven't got the rectangle monster movement. We've got square monster movement and diamond monster movement on white. So have we got any squares or diamonds? No, we do not. Also, the Ancient Whispers marker won't move because we haven't got a crescent moon. And that means the serpent people won't move either. But we do have movement circles on black. And we do have a circle monster, the crawling one. So that goes into the south side streets. we will have to try and get rid of that at some point. I was hoping it'd stay in the Historical Society and we could take it on there, but not to be, never mind. Right, so that's everything apart from the headline itself, I think. Except it's not a headline, it's an environment mystic. Solar eclipse. Due to the interference of the solar eclipse, no spells may be cast. So we can't cast a spell. I want to get rid of this. I'll have to check. What I'm specifically thinking of is Diana and Find Gate. I will check this. It might just be in Arkham. Find Gate, therefore, you're in another world, so it might work. Yeah, she might still be able to cast Find Gate because she'll be casting it in whatever other world that she's in. So I'll have to check that. I hope that's how it'll be, because if she can't cast Find Gate, it really throws a spanner in the works. So that's our new environment card. We can take that because we'll take this marker because it's for the whole of Arkham, so it's not a specific place on the board where it kicks in. So I'll put this over here and we can discard this one from last turn now. These go back. We did have a gate open, so we do get a doom. So we're on 6 doom. We're over halfway on the doom, kids. Ooh, well, that was a bit of a turn, wasn't it? Yeah, when I was pulling that monster out for the graveyard gate, I made sure I didn't say cultist again. And yeah, and speaking of that, I think that's right. Let me know, Wolfpack, if it isn't. As far as ambush monsters go in another world, I know, like I was saying, they appear and then you combat them and they go. It's also in the frequently asked questions for this game. They don't count towards monster limits, they don't count towards outskirts limits or anything like that. They're sort of a little one-off. It's an obstacle that you've got to overcome and then it goes. Yes? So I don't think killing one or one appearing in another world affects the scenario. Especially with what Wolfpack said about if you're in another world when a cultist does come out in Arkham, then that person won't have to roll to avoid being devoured, you know, if they've got a cult membership, or be devoured if they haven't got, you know, they're not blessed or whatever we agreed on. So I think that cultist just turning up in another dimension and getting killed by Hank doesn't mean he goes onto the Rantagoth sheet. But if he does, let me know, Wolfpack, and I will change that for in time for next turn. We'll do any sort of retconning that we've got to do. Okay, yeah, what a turn. What a turn. As I've been mentioning, Charlie, most valuable player. He's creaming it. He is. Melting it. And he's done really well. And he's got really jammy again at the end. Because he did end up getting that clue, because it transferred straight to him. He's got an easy path to the graveyard. And all he has to do is kill that Night Gaunt. And even if he doesn't kill the Night Gaunt, he doesn't take any damage, and he gets taken through the nearest gate. Guess where the nearest gate is? The nearest gate is the graveyard, which he wants to go in anyway. So he's got away with that. And yeah, we've got Hank in another dimension, because that's the only gate we seem to be getting. Everything seems to be going to another dimension. Hank will have to... He hasn't got the Find Gate spell, so whether or not he can cast it is moot. He will have to go to the second part of another dimension. And he'll have to close his gate the long way around. Diana, she's got a gate trophy now. I think she could. Not really. I was thinking about South Church. She's a bit slow. It'd take her a while to get down there, so perhaps that crawling one might move. But if she can get to South Church, she can actually bless Jenny, and Jenny can get rid of that cult membership. We'll have a think about her. Jenny is now, she's got full health, and she can start heading back up towards the curiosity shop. And in fact, that means she will have to spend a turn on a street location. So I think that forces our hand with Charlie. Charlie will have to kill that night gaunt. We don't want it swooping down on Jenny at some future point. So she's on her way to the curiosity shop. Maybe, just maybe, she'll be able to pick up an elder sign. Is there anybody we haven't mentioned? No, that's everybody. So I'll have a think about next turn, about what's best. And yeah, I'm very pleased with the progress. We've sealed a gate. And yeah, things are going all right. We've got 4 monsters out. That's not too bad. Charlie's got plenty of clues at the moment to stop any terror track movement. And yeah, I think we are currently in good shape. But that can change because that is Arkham Horror. There are 6 Doom tokens on the track. We're over halfway. So we can't rest on our laurels. We've got to start closing a few gates. Otherwise, Rantagoth's going to wake up. Oh, the other thing is, because we killed that cultist, you can keep them as trophies if you kill them in other worlds. And while it's a trophy, then... Oh, that might be an interesting thing to chat about, Wolfpack. If he keeps it as a trophy and brings it back... No, it shouldn't be, because it's already dead, isn't it? If it's already... And there's not much left of it, because he blasted it with a shotgun and got a couple of 6s. So it'd just be a few bits, really. I don't think bringing it back to Arkham as a trophy is a problem. But if it is, let me know. And if that's the case, he'd just leave it in another dimension. He wouldn't take it as a trophy in that case. So let me know on that. Right, yeah. So, great turn. Very pleased. So, that is the end of turn 5. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, the subscriptions, and the likes, and the dislikes. And, yeah, good stuff. As ever, if you've noticed any mistakes, again, that cultist and thing, you know, let us know about that, what you think about that. Put it in the comments, and we'll see where we go from there. Anything else, any other mistakes, please flag them up and I will try and fix them for next turn. Other than that, thank you to everybody who's gone across to BGG and has given a like to the video threads over there and made a comment or dropped Geek Gold, things like that. Everybody who's been to Ko-fi.com in order to buy me a brew, thank you very much. It is much appreciated, thank you. And that is it. Yeah, I think that's it for turn 5. I hope you join me for turn 6. Until then, this is me, Cat Weasel, saying toodaloo.